Good morning, folks. It is Monday, November 17th. Oops. 2025. And it is weigh-in time. Woo! Well, still dealing with the issues. Got the video to go through pretty good yesterday. The audio wasn't quite as bad on yesterday's video. Had some interesting comment section chats we'll get into in a minute. It's like, man, people are so easily led out there. I have a hard time following a crowd. I've never been a one, to just march to the beat of one drum type of person. I like to always see how the other half lives. I don't like to just put my faith all in one thing. Well, let me get my time and date stamp ready up on this junky computer I still got to change out. Ooh, whoa. Even though I gave it to you on the watch, I still like to give it to you on the computer. Smartwatch pretty much does the same thing. Keeps up with it automatically. Just got out of the shower, folks. As you can see, it is Monday, December 17th, 2025. It is 8:03 a.m. in the morning. And we're about to step on that scale. First time today. Well, first time on video today. I already know what it says. I already know what it says. But you don't know what it says. And you need to know what it says because...
Hello. Please step on the scale.
Just because a lot of you are interested in how things are going for me. And they're going good. Going good after a standstill yesterday. 262.6. So we're down from the 265.4. So just like I was thinking, some body composition always goes on with the standstill. And I could have another standstill right there tomorrow. People didn't go against me too bad like I thought they would. Not in that way. I've been having some people coming at me from the carnivore community, telling me, I'm going to develop heart disease and stuff like that from whole grain pasta, when the science clearly says that it helps to prevent and reverse heart disease. As long as you're dodging the dietary fat, which is what I'm doing. And I used AI to defend my point, which you cannot use AI to defend your point that a carnivore diet is heart healthy in any kind of way, because it just doesn't support it. And so the narrative behind that is the logic behind AI is bad. That's what they say. It's bad because, it just goes by the collective data that's already out there. It's like... Let's just use this for an example. Now, this is what it reminds me of. This is how people actually are in their real life. Some people don't even realize they're this way. So, like, if they got some kind of belief system, let's just say they haven't lost any weight, but in their mind, they think, well, I look like I've lost 5 pounds. Do I look like I've lost any weight? Maybe that's a bad example. I got the perfect one. There was this guy one time. He worked with us. And God, I can't even think of what he did now. Exactly how to word it. There was this guy, and he was gonna hook up with this girl that we all knew was bad news out there at the workplace. Like, she had been through many other, people that we have seen, on and off through the years when I worked there. So he went around asking everyone's opinion, because she wanted him to quit this job and then go on vacation and come back and get another job later. She wanted him to go take her out and spend some money. So he asked everyone's opinion about it. Asked everybody's opinion about it, and like I know at least 10, 15 people are like, no man, don't do it, man. It's not worth it. Just keep your job and tell her no and this and that. So this is one guy. It's one other guy, and he was kind of new. He wasn't too new, but he was only like 3 or 4 months into the job, so he was still sort of new to us. So so the guy, that's wanting to take out the chick, he goes and asks him what he thinks about it. Oh, I think you should go for it. So out of all the people that were giving him the advice, he was looking for the one yes. And that's kind of the way I feel like it is, when people are searching out this information, they're looking to find that one answer that supports the narrative that they want to believe in, whether it's true or not. Sometimes facing facts, you got to let go of the things that you want to be true. Sometimes when you're facing facts, you got to let go of the things that you want to be true. And even though they're not, I went through a long session with someone yesterday in my comment feeds about this, and I asked them. I said, well, because I said, well, do you chase down your food, kill it fresh on the spot, eat it immediately for blood gushing out everything? Do you do that? And I said, do your jaws lock on to your food and keep it from escaping until it's lifeless and edible? And the answer was, no, we're tools. We're smart. We use tools. We develop tools. Just because we develop tools doesn't mean that we're the same. And then they want to defend the fact that you could eat raw meat, despite the fact that it's clearly dangerous, listeria and all this. They're like, as long as it's healthy. How do you know if it's healthy? How do you know if it's got, man? My advice is to nobody: don't go eat no raw meat out there. No kind of raw meat. That's not good. There's just all kind of bad things that could go wrong from that. Yeah, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea at all. No, no, just no. So, is that what it's coming to? What happened with that Liver King stuff? Bloodborne illnesses. No, that's just a hard no. I mean, there's really no way they could defend themselves. So at the end of it all, it was not it was not a fun conversation, but it wasn't too far out there either. It's one that I could entertain easily, without getting too over the top, back and forth. But it ended with something about the pastas and how all that's bad for your health and yada yada yada, blah blah blah, nutrient deficiencies, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, and then ended with I will be praying for you. And that's when I hit with the last comment that said, you only don't like AI because it doesn't support your narrative. No matter which way you turn, science is on my side, not yours. I said, and furthermore, Jesus was an omnivore. Jesus was an omnivore. So if you're praying for me, that's good because I'm a Baptist Christian. I like being prayed for, and I appreciate that. But if you're such a Christian, why do you fail to see reality when it's clearly being presented in front of you? I mean, what if what I'm telling you is prophesied? Because Jesus says not to had said not to worry about the food that you consume. Don't make that a worry. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was some rules and boundaries, guidelines to that. Like pretty sure they weren't jumping out there eating. And sushi was one of the things that they said. Why do people eat sushi if raw food's a bad? I don't eat raw sushi, ever, ever. And there's been some really bad stuff come from that. Why would you choose that to defend? Why would you choose sushi to defend your argument? Yeah, Jesus was omnivorous. They had fava beans in the area. He ate fava beans. He ate fish. He was an omnivore style eater. He ate meat and vegetables in his region. Scientifically, they've discovered, where tubers and root vegetables and starches have been collected on Neanderthals' teeth. So, and we've got They're saying that Neanderthals' DNA are in some of us. It's they were bred out into a lot of us. So, I mean, yeah, yeah. What? Why is it so hard? Why is that so hard to wrap your head around that we're omnivorous? And there's always going to be some science out there or somebody that pushes some kind of science in both directions. In both directions. At some point, you got to go with what common sense tells you. At some point, you got to use common sense and quit being such a follower. There's, there's three types of people in the world. There are leaders and there are followers and there are lone wolves like me. And like I say in my comments all the time, I would rather have a pack of lone wolves with their own individual thoughts than a bunch of followers. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm so independent, from being pack or herd or any kind of herd mentality. It's not funny. It's not funny. I'm just a driven force of singularity. You know, I just go with what works, and if it and right now what's working for me, is the starch solution. The sugar diet worked for me. I didn't have to counter track anything ever on either one of them. I just simply eat the diet and it works. I just eat till I'm satiated. Sometimes I haven't even told you this. In the past few days, if I get hungry in between meals, I'll eat a few slices of bread because I figure, my nature's own whole wheat bread is the same thing as a darn whole grain noodle. So if I need to stave off hunger, I'll eat 3 or 4 slices of bread, and that usually does the trick. In between that, if I need it, that's what I do. Starch, it's pretty much the same thing as the noodle. And then they want to go with the process talk. I mean, like, there's a process to killing animals. Skinning it, hanging it up in a locker room, in exposed air, or cold air, or freezers, or whatever. Has to be drained completely of all of its blood, and different things like that. And trust me, I am not, I am not a vegan, even though I'm starting to sound like one. I'm not. I don't think it's a good idea for animals to just live freely out of control. It's bad for their health and bad for the environment. Look at what the pigs do. Pigs decimate environments and ground. They're not what they do to. I've seen it. I've been out meditating. I've seen the damage they can do to ground. And right now they're running rampant and wild and out of control here. So is the coyote population, and so is the deer population. I don't understand with the coyote population out of control, why the deer population is out of control, and when they're overpopulated, they spread diseases to one another that just wipes them out. It's just not a good thing. Just not. And then the hunter-gatherer talk. I mean, you're going to be able to gather and farm up stuff a lot easier than you are to hunt. I can tell people like this who have never been hunting, which I don't hunt either. But I got family members that do all the time. And I have seen them up in stands for a complete day, because back in the day, people used to hang out all day looking for a deer a deer, come home empty-handed after a full day. Sometimes hunt like that for an entire season and never even shoot or see one. If that was the case, people would starve. People would starve. So, trapping game and raising game and farming game became a thing, which kind of takes away from the unnatural process of the hunter-gatherer, doesn't? If you got your livestock in behind the fence fattening it up, you're not eating it, naturally that way either. That's not natural. Just too much to get into. Too much to get into. But I still eat poultry, I can't eat red meat because I've got tick-borne allergy. It'll kill me if I eat it. Just not going to go there. That's the main reason I don't do carnivore, because I can't. And I'm not alone. It's starting to spread more and more. But yeah, I mean, don't be so dogmatic. Don't be so caught up in one thing. Try, to free yourself from your puppet strings there, because you might not even know they're attached. Tell me what you think down in the comments. And that is all I got for this one, folks. So until the next one, you folks have a good one.